In today's video, I want to show you how to use pumpkins to introduce your children to the scientific method and to also learn about the life cycle of a pumpkin. Hey everyone, this is Jen with Teaching Youngsters, where I show you busy moms how to easily and inexpensively teach your children and have fun all at the same time. So come along with me on today's adventures. So one of the first things we're going to do with our science, with our pumpkins, is we're going to use the scientific method, and we are going to find out if a pumpkin is going to sink or float. So I've written down the steps for the scientific method. You observe, then you ask your question, you form your question. Will my pumpkin sink or float? Then I'm going to have Buddy answer that question, forming his hypothesis, what his best educated guess is going to be. Then we will do our experiment, and then we'll draw the conclusion on my pumpkin. What did it do? Did it sink or did it float? So here's our questions and our steps we will be taking. All right, Buddy, so let me see your pumpkin. All right, now what do you think about this pumpkin?
Well, it's shaped like a star and has a bumpy bottom.
Okay, is it heavy or is it light to hold?
It's pretty middle.
It's middle, in between. Now we have our bucket of water, and he's going to do an experiment. We observed our pumpkin. Now the question is, will my pumpkin sink or float? Buddy, what do you think?
I think sink.
Okay, you think it's going to sink. Why do you think it's going to sink?
Because it's pretty heavy.
Okay. So let's test it out and see what it does. Did it sink or float?
Yes, it sank.
It did sink. Okay, dude. So you have a little pumpkin. Do you think your pumpkin is going to sink or float?
Float.
You think it's going to float? Okay, well, let's try it out. Put your pumpkin in. Oh. What did it do?
It floats.
It did float. All right, try that one. That one doesn't have a stem.
Yeah, but mine actually floats too.
I think it floats too, but because of the stem, it's kind of sinking. Ooh, look at that one.
It floats.
That one floats.
I can
So
see
what
it.
do pumpkins do?
They float.
They float. Why do you think they float?
They're hollow inside.
They're kind of hollow inside, aren't they? So fun. So the boys tested out all the different pumpkins and gourds that we had to see if they would sink and they would float. And we noticed that most of the pumpkins we thought would sink actually floated. And also the gourds floated. And we came to the conclusion that it was because they were mostly hollow inside. All right, for our second activity, we're going to be using this book. It's Pumpkin Time. And I'm going to show you why I like this book, and I'll make sure to include the link for you guys so that you can go find it and use it. So I love this book because this book actually shows the life cycle of a pumpkin, from the seeds to the sprouts to doing the vines. Then it shows the flowers and how from the flowers it starts growing the pumpkin. And it talks about how they're green and they grow, and then they turn yellow, and then they're the pumpkin. So the boys and I read this book, and then we're going to do the life cycle of a pumpkin. Okay, so here's a printable I found, the life cycle of a pumpkin. And right here, Buddy is coloring the different stages that the pumpkin goes through. And Dude's over here working on tracing his numbers, which is great too. And they are going to be cutting it out and putting it in order just to reinforce what they learned in our book about the life cycle of a pumpkin and how a pumpkin grows. What's your number 5?
My number 5 is a pumpkin.
Okay, where's your pumpkin?
My pumpkin is right here.
Okay, put it on your number 5. Good. All right, so then what's number 4? You're kind of going backwards.
My number 4 is the plant.
Oh, and what color is the pumpkin on that plant?
Green.
Green. All right, what's number 3, since you're going backwards?
My number 3 is the flower.
The flower, because what happens with a flower?
The flower has the fruit down here.
That's right, the flower shows where the fruit's going to be, and if you did not know, a pumpkin is a fruit.
I did not know that.
You didn't know that? Okay, so then here is the finished product, and it shows the kid has comprehended what you have read and talked about. Alright, so if y'all enjoyed these 2 science pumpkin activities we did today, just go ahead and give me a like, a thumbs up, and comment on maybe something that you have done that's fun with your kids with science, and subscribe to the channel so that way you can see some more updates on our learning and our fun and easy, inexpensive activities that we are doing. And I hope you guys have a wonderful day. What'd it do?
It's protein.
It sure is.